Fine. Okay. So this is the orthographic drawing. First, what we will do, we will go to start, mechanical design, and part design. So today in this session, I am going to explain you how to create orthographic drawings and some of the basics of ANSYS. Okay. And some of the basics of analysis, how to perform analysis, what are the types of analysis, what are the loading conditions and boundary conditions. So in the next session, I'm going to teach you ANSYS workbench. Okay, you just give okay here.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. So here, from where should we draw? From top view, front view, or side view? Anybody? From which view we can draw? Tell me the possibilities.
Front view
Front
also
view,
we can draw, sir,
From front
and
view.
from side view also.
top view,
Okay, from top view and from front view. Okay. Consider if you are trying to create from front view. So which part we will create first?
Triangular part.
Sorry?
rectangle
Triangular
and
part.
triangle.
Okay, we can create first triangle profile. So this is the front view, right? So I'm going to select this front view. So that is the front plane. Okay. Once you select the front plane, you need to go to position sketch here. Okay, it is in the same position and give okay. Set. Now go to profile. So from this I will draw a triangle. Okay, fine. So next what we have to do? So which dimension should we give? We can give this. What is the dimension of this? 84, right?
84.
Okay, from here to here it is 84. So tell me how to constrain then. So now what dimension should I have to give? Anybody?
Or
Sorry?
angle or side
Where is the angle here?
not given, sir. So we can use
Sir,
hypotenuse
180,
side distance.
Sorry? Yes, tell me.
60 degree,
Or 192, 196. Using that measurement, we
Yeah,
can.
yes. This is 96. Okay, the width of this is 96. Okay, so we'll give from here to here. How much? 96.
96.
Okay, then what we have to do? So still it is not constrained.
Symmetry
Huh?
about axis.
Sorry?
Symmetry about axis.
Yes, very good. So go to constraint. So select this point and this point, right click, allow symmetry to vertical axis. Now it is fully constrained, right?
Yes.
So check once. So fully
video
constrained.
is lagging, sir.
Sorry. So I think it may be
Video is
because of,
lagging, sir.
yeah, it may be
Voice is,
because of your network problem. So rest of the students are getting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, getting.
So once you create it, you need to exit. See here. Now you can check the orientation. You click on isometric. See. Now see here. Go to extrude. So here, see, the material is adding in one direction, right? I need to use symmetry because we have symmetrical profiles here. So go to mirror extend. So what is the width? What is the width of this? 72. You check here.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the front view, right? The width is side view. The width is
72.
72 divided by 2 because
Yes,
we
sir.
are given the mirror extent
Yes.
and give OK. See. So if you go to front view, if you go to side view, same as a representation. If you go to top view, see here, you are getting the same thing. So next, What we will do?
Rectangles.
Where?
Part body.
Oh, okay, where?
Insert.
Okay, we'll insert. Okay, for that no need to insert. So which part we'll create next? Tell me.
Angle.
Sorry? Front view or top view?
Top view, sir.
Top
Sure.
view. So we can use top view or front view. Okay. So if you select front view, you can create this whole rectangle and you can extrude it with this distance. Or else you can create this. So I will show you. So I will just select this, or else you can use front view. So go to front view. So no need to insert body here and give OK.
Yes.
See? Then, so what we will do? So we will create this rectangle. Okay.
Yes.
Now we will make symmetry this. Right click, allow symmetry, vertical axis. Then we will give width of this. How much the width? 192.
48.
192, man.
This. Yes, sir.
192. Then what is the thickness of this? 36. See here. And give OK. See here. Now we have done with this. Check the constraint. So ISO constraint and exit. See here. If you go to extrude, use mirror extend because this is symmetrical feature. So what is the distance here? The distance here is given 48. That is 48 divided by 2. See now, if you go to front view, if you go to top view, all of you have got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, see now which feature we will create?
Whole, sir.
Hole.
In
Okay.
top view, whole.
Top view. Okay, we have to select the top view. Okay. So top view. Then go to sketch here. So make this position. Then we'll create a circle here. Okay. So what is the dia? What is the dia?
24.
24. Okay. Then we need to constrain which dimension should I give?
Sir, distance, center point.
From center point to this.
Yes, 24.
24. See now it is constraint. Check. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now same circle we need to draw here. We use mirror.
Mirror X.
Select this. Select the center axis. Now center hole we will create.
Yes.
Here. What is the dia?
12.
12. See? And exit. Okay. Next, go to pocket here. You can use mirror extend because through holes, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are all through holes. And give OK. See now you just check. See, hole we have got in the top view. But what is this rectangle? Square.
Slot means.
Yeah. Again for that, you have one. Which plane should you select? Top plane.
Top view,
view.
sir.
Sorry? Side. We'll select
Yes,
the
sir.
side plane. Then go to swap. I need to position like this. Reverse it. See now. Go to rectangle. So what is the dimension of that?
24 by 21.
This is 24. This is
21.
21, and this should coincide, right? Say like this. Then this,
Symmetry.
Allow
this,
symmetry.
yeah, right click, allow symmetry, and make. See, now it is constraint.
Yes, sir.
Then exit. So once you exit, check once. You just use the pocket, use mirror extend, and give OK. So now we have got here. See,
Yes, sir.
any doubts?
No, sir.
So if you check here, with this front view, see, so you are not getting whole. For that, you can use here. We have the view mode. You can place it here if you want. So you can check now. Yeah. See, if you go to side view, see, now if you go to top view, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, can you do this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any doubts in this?
No, sir.
No.
Okay. So I will share you the drawings. So you just practice and submit it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So all of you have done the project introduction part, literature part.
Yes, sir.
All of you have got the drawing.
Yes, sir.
Have got the drawings.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So can you please switch on the video? Punit, Punit, have got the drawing. Have done the introduction and literature part.
Yes, sir, I did.
Which project you have got?
Sir, camshaft.
Camp. Have you got the drawing?
No, sir, today I will submit. Sir.
Okay. Pawan. Pawan. What about introduction and literature part? Pawan.
Sir,
So
I've done, sir.
have you submitted?
No, sir, still not submitted.
I know only Oxford student has not submitted the introduction and literature part.
I'll
I
submit by
think,
today, sir.
okay, you just submit it by today.
Sir.
So I want a drawing with respect to your project. So I think rest of the batches has done. So PDIT you have submitted, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
AGMR?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I will start some basic sessions of ANSYS. Okay. So I will share the screen.
Okay.
Fine. Okay, wait for a while. So all of you are getting the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Design.
Yeah. So already I have explained to you the industrial design cycle, that is new product development process, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first you need to go to design concept and design modeling. So that's why I am telling you, you have to get the drawing. Okay. You need to get the concept and you need to design the modeling. Okay. So next design analysis you have to do. Until unless if you won't get design analysis results, I see if you won't get the design analysis as per the requirement, again you need to change the concept. You need to do trial and error until unless if you won't get the required result. Okay. Then we will go for design optimization. Suppose if you have any one project, you can change the design or you can change the material. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So like that you can do optimization. Next design evaluation, and then the entire design evaluation goes to process planning. We have to make a process plan. Next we have to do production planning. Next we will go for quality control. So once production has been done, we need to check the quality. Next packaging and customer. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
this is the industrial design cycle where we are going to follow. So in your internship project also, you have to perform this process up to here. Okay. So this cycle you have to follow. So next we'll see how to solve engineering problems. So we have three methods to solve engineering problem. One is analytical method, numerical method, experimental method. So analytical method is one of the traditional method where we can solve the simple problems. Like if you have a cantilever beam, you can use the equation PL by AE or PL by 6EA depending upon the load or beam. Okay. So here PL by 6EI. So these are the equations already you have studied in your mechanics of materials or design subjects. Okay. So by using those equations we are going to solve the problems. But there is a huge big disadvantage in analytical method. So we can't able to solve the complex problems by using analytical method, because here we are going to use the standard equations and we are going to solve. So suppose consider this is the cantilever beam. We have applied a load. This is the distance between the fixed end and the load applied. So we are going to use the equation to find out the stress, right? Okay.
Yes,
Or this is the equation we are going to find out the maximum deflection. So by using this equation, you can solve the maximum stress, but you can't able to find out where exactly the maximum stresses are developing. Okay. So in the cantilever beam, where will be the maximum stresses when we apply a load?
at the ends.
Yes, at the fixed
Free
end.
end.
Yes, at the fixed end. Okay. So, but exactly where? So, as I told you, a body is having infinite number of atoms, right? So, in infinite number of atoms, it is very difficult to find out where exactly the maximum stresses are developing. So that's why engineers has developed a finite element method. That is infinite number of atoms, we are going to convert it into finite number of elements. That each element we are going to consider it as a atom. Okay. At each element we can find out the stresses. Okay. So that is numerical method. So here what we are going to do, we are going to use the numerical technique, that is finite element method. We are going to divide the model into number of parts, then we are going to find out where exactly the maximum stresses. Okay. Next we have experimental method. So by using equipments, by using the components, we are going to use measuring instruments, okay, machines. We are going to find out, we are going to do an experiment. Okay. So one thing you should understand here. So can we use all the three methods to solve one problem? Yes, exactly, we can use, but it's of time consumption and wastage of money. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in industries, what they will do, they use numerical method to at last to validate whether they will go for experimental or analytical method depending upon their choice. Usually they will go for experimental method. Earlier what they were doing experimental method only before numerical method. Okay, they used to do prototyping for each test. Each prototyping for each test, they used to perform the experimental method until unless they get the results. Okay, so that is time consuming, wastage of money, wastage of material. Okay, waste production cost will be high. So there is a lot of disadvantages in experimental method. That's why the engineers has developed a numerical method. Okay, all of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. So next we'll see what are the types of analysis we can do. Okay. So first we have linear static analysis, modal analysis, fatigue analysis, thermal analysis, buckling analysis, and contact analysis. So we'll see one by one what are these. So first we have static structural analysis. See, static structural analysis is one of the basic and very important type of analysis where we need to perform for each and every component before performing other type of analysis. Okay, so the reason is it is to determine the structural failure. So if you perform, see, suppose if a connecting rod is acting under several loads, okay, that is dynamic loads. So in static condition, whether the connecting rod can withstand the structural loads. Okay, in static condition, if it is, if it can withstand, then we can go for rest of the analysis. Okay,
Yes, sir.
in static condition we are going to perform this. Here this is the stress strain curve. So up to here up to here this is the linear static. That means stress is say in static structural and linear static structural analysis, stress is directly proportional to strain. After that there will be undergo a plastic deformation, then it will go fracture. Okay,
Yes.
yield strength and fracture. Okay, fine. So this is the static equation. See here, one thing you understand: force is static, meaning there is no variation with respect to time. Here we are not going to vary any time. Just we are going to apply a load, and we are going to find out the stresses. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So why linear static structural analysis? So 90% of the time, the primary product structural behavior can be understood using the linear static analysis. So 90% of the component, we can understand by using the behavior of the component. We can understand by performing static structural analysis. So next we have a linear static analysis is an analysis where a linear relations holds between applied forces and displacements. Okay, so here a linear relations means the stress is directly proportional to strain, right? So that
Yes.
relation we are going to get here. Okay, so next in practice this is applicable to structural problems where stresses remains in linear elastic of used material. So in this we are going to perform where the stress is directly proportional to strain, that is stress remains linear. So as I told you in this, so stress is linear. Okay, so next, in a linear static analysis, the model stiffness matrix is constant. Here we are going to consider stiffness matrix as constant, and the solid process is relatively short compared to non-linear static analysis. So here we are going to solve. So the whatever the static structural analysis we are going to perform, that is too short compared to non-linear. So non-linear means, so after this, whatever the plastic deformation, yield strength, and fracture strength. So after this, whatever the analysis is there, that we are going to call it as a non-linear static analysis. See, for that, to perform non-linear analysis, we should require the experimental results. Based on the experimental results, we are going to perform non-linear analysis. As of now, we are going to perform linear analysis. Okay. Next, therefore, the first estimate, the linear static analysis often used prior to performing a full non-linear analysis. Okay, so here we are going to perform, if we are going to give priority to perform full nonlinear analysis. So I will share you the PPT. Okay, don't worry. So next, we'll see what are the results we'll get if we perform static structural analysis. So we'll get the total deformation, directional deformation or displacements, we can say. So one measure stresses, say one measure stress is nothing but maximum stress. Then different types of stresses such as normal, shear, bending, principal stresses. Then you can evaluate the different strains, factor of safety, reaction forces, contact status, and you can animate the results. So all these things we can do in static structural analysis. So next we'll see example of static structural analysis. So here this is the pneumatic cylinder. Okay, so this is the cover. So this is the cover. See here it has been fitted. So it will be acting under high pressure, right? Okay, pneumatic cylinder. So whether due to that high pressure, whether this pneumatic cylinder cover can withstand the loads or not, we can perform. This is in static condition. So what are all the parameters you require? So material is engineering plastic, Young's modulus you should require, Poisson's ratio you require, internal pressure. Okay, you need to get what loading condition. Okay, next we have to perform maximum deformation, maximum stress, radial stress, axial stress, circumferential stress, and directional stress. Okay, all these things you can do. So this is how we are going to apply a pressure. See, this is an example. I am going to show you how to perform it using ANSYS Workbench. Don't worry. So all of you have installed ANSYS Workbench.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Next we'll see modal analysis. See here the modal analysis is used to perform to find out the natural frequencies. See, fundamental frequencies is nothing but natural frequencies. Okay. So it is used to find out the vibration. So what do you mean by vibration? When will the vibration occurs? What do you mean by resonance? Resonance. Anyone? Resonance. What do you mean by resonance? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ರು. ರೆಸೊನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ರು? What do you mean by resonance? ಇದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? See, resonance is nothing but a vibration. So as I told you, we are going to perform modal analysis to identify, okay, to identify the natural frequency. So natural frequency is nothing but natural frequency. So every component, every product is having its own operating frequency. Suppose if you are going to find out the natural frequencies of connecting rod, the speed of the vehicle is the operating condition. Speed of a vehicle. Suppose if it is running at 3600 rpm, then we will get the frequency. How we are going to convert it into hertz? So 3600 divided by 60, that means 60 hertz. Okay, so if the 60 hertz is the operating frequency, if the natural frequency coincides with that operating frequency, then resonance occurs. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so while performing the modal analysis, you will get the natural frequencies. So whatever the natural frequencies you will get in ANSYS Workbench, if that natural frequency is near to 60 hertz, that is operating frequency, then the component, then the product may vibrate and it may fail at any time. Okay, if it is beyond the, if it is away from the operating frequency, then the resonance will not occur. If your operating frequency is 60 hertz, if natural frequency we are getting is 100 hertz or 150 hertz, then resonance will not occur. Okay, understand the concept? Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you just observe. So this is a motor. It is rotating on a frame. It has been placed on a frame. If the motor rotates at 3600 rpm, the frequency will be 60 hertz. The combined frequency, that is 60 hertz, the structural would vibrate with high amplitude. So we can perform. So while performing modal analysis, we should not give any loads. We have to fix. So it is fixed in this location and we have to perform. I will show you in the ANSYS later in the coming sessions. So this is one of the best example. So where the entire Tacoma narrow bridge has been failed because of bad analysis, because of worst analysis. Okay, so next we'll see. So this is the frequency, these are the basics, you just refer yourself. So here, to control the model vibration, we have to, so first we have mass, the quantity of matter present inside the body, it depends on the mass. Okay, next it depends on the stiffness, the force required to produce a unit deflection in an object. Next we have damping. Okay, the property or characteristics of object to lose energy. So we have structural damping, viscous damping and dry friction. You just refer yourself.
Yes, sir.
So here, so while performing modal analysis, we are going to perform mode shapes. I will show you at the time of analysis. So this is one of the example for modal analysis. Okay, here we have used titanium alloy. So type of constraint, fixed support and free at the end. So usually while performing modal analysis, you should get at least 6 natural frequencies. Based on that, you can easily decide whether it is vibrating or not. So next, this is also one of the example, free vibration analysis of a Audi car bumper. Okay. Next, so pre-stressed vibration analysis. See, pre-stress means, so before applying a load, it has been pre-stressed. So it's guitar strings. So it has been pre-stressed. It will be having some tension. So here also rope bridge is also having some tension. This is the jet engine. This is also will be having some tension. So pre-stressed, what will be the vibration in that we can perform. So this is already I told you. So contact and all we'll check.
I didn't understand that.
So this is the clevis pin assembly. So here suppose you have an assembly, right? Okay, so you have a contact between these three parts. So what exactly the loads, what exactly the stresses are developing in the contacts, you can find out, okay, by using contact analysis. I will show you one by one. Thermal analysis, it is usually to perform the material behavior due to variation in temperature. So here it studies the effect of change in temperature might have on material property. So because of variation in the temperature, because of change in temperature, the property of the material may vary. Okay, that we can study. A good example of a product that needs thermal analysis service is a water boiler. So water boiler is one of the good example for this thermal analysis. So for the manufacturing companies, it is very important to know what maximum temperature a boiler can withstand. All of you are getting?
Yes, sir.
So this helps
Sir.
to the company to developing the boilers. in more robust and can resist high temperature and heat.
Yes.
So these are the three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, radiation. This is one of the best example. So conduction is nothing but transfer of heat from solid to solid. Okay.
Yes.
Convection, transfer of heat from gases or from water. So here air, water, fluids are the media
Yes.
to transfer the heat. From radiation, the electromagnetic waves is the media to transfer the heat. All of you are
Yes.
getting.
Yes, sir.
So next I will tell you these things while performing thermal analysis. So which is the best example to perform thermal analysis?
Boiler.
A boiler already I told you. Apart from that thing.
Thermos, sir.
Sorry?
So,
Huh? Pardon?
sir.
Yes, tell me.
No, I said, sir, thermos.
Thermos. What is that?
Yes, sir. Heat.
Container used to store any hot
Hot.
materials.
Thermos, sir.
That is a boiler. So you have many examples, man. You have piston, okay. You have engine cylinder. You have turbines. Okay, there are many examples are there. So next we'll see buckling analysis. So buckling analysis usually perform when you have compressive loads in a larger member. Okay. So this is the larger column. So when you are going to apply a compressive load, there will be a larger deformation. This larger deformation may fail the member at any time. So we need to perform. So why buckling analysis is performed? The buckling analysis is performed for predicting the failure of the object under excessive deformation. This mainly occurs due to structure losing its stiffness. Okay, depends on the stiffness. Okay, in certain direction, and even though the stress doesn't comes even close to the failure stress, the product is going to fail. So here the major thing is, so whatever the stresses will develop in buckling analysis, the stresses, even though if it is not coming near to the failure stress, okay, then the product may fail at any time. Why? You have to find out the buckling factor. Okay, based on that you can find evaluate when what will be the buckling factor, what will be the buckling load should be applied on this. Okay, I will tell you at the time of analysis so that you can get clear. So these are all the major types of analysis. So fatigue analysis, so fatigue analysis is used to perform, why we are going to perform fatigue analysis?
To find
Sorry.
To find the life of the
Exactly, very
material.
good. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, to find out the life of the component in terms of cycles. Okay, so for that we required these alternative stresses. Based on these alternative stresses, we are going to perform fatigue analysis. All of you have got it?
Yes.
Okay, so by using this fatigue analysis, you can find out the crack life, crack initiation, total life, and all. So next we'll see boundary conditions and supports. So usually we have several types of boundary conditions. See, boundary conditions are nothing but fixed. So if you are finding out the static structural analysis, you need to fix at any one end, right? At any one location. That is called boundary condition. Okay, here we have fixed this boiler, that is heat exchanger. So this is fixed support. This is the sliding support. So here you just observe this is the elastic support. See, type of supports you can give. Types of boundary condition. One is rigidly fixed. This is elastic. So there will be having some of the flexibility in this. Okay. So next we have this compressive only support. Here we have cylindrical support. So this is for simply supported beam. This is for fixed rotation. So I think already I have shared with you this PPT.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. So here you just observe, here we have frictional support, a remote displacement. So this is the for lifting this frame. Okay. So for that we have given the supports like this. So next we will see loads. So here loads represent the operation of the equipment and the environmental effect on the equipment and movement of the equipment. It can be working condition like, so pressure will be the loading condition, temperature will be the loading condition. It can be environmental condition loads like wind, snow, seismic. Okay, wind pressure, okay, snow, that is the temperature change. It can be movement due to its own natural frequency or other external forces like vibration, transportation. These are the types of loads we can consider. So here the moment we can give at this joint location. Next we can give pressure inside the boiler. Next, this is the hydrostatic pressure. Next we have to give the thermal condition at this particular temperature, what will be the behavior of this component. So next we will see remote forces. Next we will see moment. Next we have the rotational velocity at the particular speed, what will be the stresses. So if you are going to lift anything, if you are going to apply any bearing, what will be the stresses. Next, bolt pretension, if you tighten the bolt at certain pressure, that will be a bolt pretension, what will be the effect on this. Okay, so all of you got it. So these
Yes,
are all
sir.
the types of loading conditions and boundary conditions and types of analysis. So in the next session, I am going to show you how to perform all these types of analysis in ANSYS Workbench. Okay. So before
Yes,
that,
sir.
all of you say, keep in your mind, all of you should submit your introduction and literature part, and also you have to get the drawing with respect to your project. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So once you get the project, so start creating 3D model. So once
Yes,
you
sir.
start creating 3D model, so next we'll see, we'll perform the analysis. So all of you got it?
So what kind of
Yes, sir.
drawings we have to collect, sir?
Sorry?
What kind of drawings?
So, see, suppose if you are having a camshaft, you need
Yes.
to get the camshaft drawing so that you can use the drawing to create 3D model.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Ah, sir. Okay.
So all of you got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.